Good morning, children. Today we are going to start lesson 4 from your new James English Reader book of class 8, and the name of the lesson is Set Our Children Free, and it is written by Kailash Satyarthi. Children, do you know who is Kailash Satyarthi? Kailash Satyarthi is an Indian child rights activist and the founder of the Bachpan Bachao Andolan. He is from Madhya Pradesh. His love for children and concern for the less fortunate ones prompted him to work for their welfare. So, children, Set Our Children Free is not a story, it's a speech that was delivered by the Nobel Peace Prize winner Kailash Satyarthi. He opens our eyes and draws our attention towards the piteous condition of some of our fellow human beings. Here he is talking about the children who are forced to work in their tender age. So Kailash Satyarthi raised his voice against the factories that exploit children. So now let's read the lesson to find out how did he delivered his speech when he was invited by the Nobel Committee. So now let's start. Your Majesties, Your Royal Majesties, Royal Highnesses, my dear daughter Malala, dear brother Tom Harking, and my sisters and brothers. Friends, the Nobel Committee has generously invited me to present a lecture. Respectfully, I am unable to do that because I am representing here the sound of silence, the cry of innocence, means those who need help and attention but do not get it, and the face of invisibility, means those who have been neglected. I represent millions of those children who are left behind, and that's why I have kept an empty chair here as a reminder. I have come here only to share the voices and dreams of our children because they are all our children. So here he shares his one of his incident 20 years ago. So he says, 20 years ago in the foothills of the Himalayas, I met a small skinny child laborer. He asked me, is the world so poor that it cannot give me a toy and a book instead of forcing me to take a gun or a tool? The another incident he shared, 12 years ago, a child mother from the streets of Colombia asked me this, I have never had a dream, can my child have one? Friends, all the great religious teach us to care for our children. Jesus said, let the children come to me, do not hinder, hinder means stop them, for the kingdom of God belongs to them. The Holy Quran says, kill not your children because of poverty. Friends, there is no greater violence than to deny the dreams of our children. Therefore, he says, I refuse to accept that all the temples and mosques and churches and prayer houses have no place for the dreams of our children. He also refused to accept that the world is so poor when just 1 week of global military expenditure can bring all the children to classroom. He also refused to accept that all the laws and constitutions, police and judges are unable to protect our children. Therefore, he also refused to accept the shackles of slavery can ever be stronger than the quest for freedom. Further, he says that I refuse to accept my only aim in life is that every child is free to be a child, free to grow and develop, free to eat, sleep and see daylight, free to laugh and cry, free to play and learn, free to go to school, and above all, free to dream. I have the privilege of working with many courageous people who have the same aim. We have never given up against any threat or attack, and we never will. We have made progress in the last couple of decades, but Let us make no mistake, great challenges still remain. Friends, the biggest challenge or biggest crisis knocking on the doors of humankind is fear and intolerance. Rights, security, and hope can only be resorted through education. Young people like Malala, I have started calling her my daughter Malala, not just Malala. So, my daughters Malala and other daughters, including Kainat, in fact, two Kainats and Shazia, and the daughters from Africa and from all over the world. They are rising up and choosing peace over violence, tolerance over extremism, and courage over fear. The solutions are emerging, but these solutions cannot be found in the deliberations in conferences, means decisions made in meetings, and cannot be found in prescriptions, means recommendations that are given with authority from a distance. You may ask that what can one person do? I would recall a story of my childhood. A heavy fire had broken out in the forest. All the animals were running away, including the lion, the king of the forest. Suddenly, he saw a tiny bird rushing towards the fire. He asked the bird, "What are you doing?" To the lion's surprise, the bird replied, "I am going to extinguish the fire." The lion laughed and said, "Wow, can you do it keeping just one drop of water in your beak?" The bird was adamant and she said, "I am doing my bit." Friends, we live in an age of rapid globalization. We are connected through high-speed internet. We exchange our goods and services in one single global market. Thousands of flights every day connect us from one corner to another corner of the globe. But there is one serious disconnect, and that is lack of compassion. Compassion means sympathetic pity and concern for the misfortunes. Let us inculcate means instill an idea, thought, or belief, and transform these individuals' compassion into a global compassion. Let us globalize compassion. Mahatma Gandhi said, "If we are to teach real peace in this world, we shall have a begin with children." I humbly add, let us unite the world through compassion for our children. I ask, whole children are they who stitch footballs yet never played with one? Whose children are they who harvest cocoa yet have never tasted chocolate? Whose children are they who are dying of Ebola? Whose children are they who are kidnapped and held hostage? They are all our children. I remember an 8-year-old girl we rescued from intergenerational forced labor from stone quarries. When she was sitting in my car right after her rescue, she asked me, "Why did you not come earlier?" Her angry question still shakes me and has the power of shake the whole world. Children are questioning our inaction and watching our action. We need collective action with a sense of urgency, means a feeling that swift action is required. Every single minute matters, every single child matters, every single childhood matters. Therefore, I challenge the passivity and pessimism surrounding our children. I challenge this culture of silence and this culture of passivity, this culture of neutrality. We must be bold, we must be ambitious, and we must have the will. We must keep our promises. Our 50 years ago, on the first day of my school, I met a cobbler. boy, my age, sitting outside the gate of my school. I asked my teachers, why is he working outside? Why is he not with us in the school? So my teacher had no answer. One day I gathered the courage to ask the boy's father. He said, "Sir, I have never thought about it. We are born to work." His answer made me angry. It still makes me angry. As a child, I had a vision for tomorrow. A vision of that cobbler boy sitting with me in my classroom. Now that tomorrow has become today. I'm today and you are today. Today it is time for every child to have a right to life, right to freedom, right to health, right to education, right to safety, right to dignity, right to equality, and right to peace. Today, beyond the darkness, I see the smiling faces of our children in the blinking stars. Today, in every wave of every ocean, I see my children are playing and dancing. Today, in every plant, in every tree and mountain, I see our children growing freely with dignity. Friends, I want you to see and feel this today inside you. Today, I see thousands of Mahatma Gandhis, Martin Luther Kings, and Nelson Mandelas calling on us. Let us democratize, democratize knowledge, and let us universalize justice. Together, let us globalize compassion. I call upon you in this room and people all across the world. I call for a march from exploitation to education. I call for a march from poverty to shared prosperity, a march from slavery to liberty, and a march from violence to peace. So, here he says, Asto ma sadgamya, tamso ma jyotirgamya, mrityo me amritam gamya. Let us march from ignorance to awakening. Let us march from darkness to light. Let us march from let us march mortality to divinity. So here children, the speech made by Kailash Satyarthi ends. So now you have to read the lesson once again and I will send you the video also. One more video I will send. So from there you will be more clear. Till then, stay safe and healthy at home. Thank you.